Okay, in this video, we're going to go over the mock test for 1-1 to 1-5. So let's look and see what we have. Okay, so notice that I'm telling you that you have to use proper notation. So that means the following. If you want to do a line, so let's just say I'm going to do a line, you have to have a line on top of it. If I'm going to do a line segment, you have to have this mark on top. If you're going to do array, for example, you would have this. If you're going to do a plane, it would be 3 letters. And what else do we need? I think that's really all you need. So let's look at what they're asking for. Identify a pair of opposite rays. Okay, so when they want opposite rays, pick a line. Okay, I'm looking at this ray right here in green, and its opposite, we'll make it in red, is going this way. So what do you know? They have Z as their endpoint. So you're going to say the opposite rays are CZ, where is the arrowhead? Close to the C. And ZD, where is the arrowhead? Close to the D. Okay, so now identify a line. How a line has 2 letters only. How about AB? That's a perfectly good line, and that's good notation. How about a line segment? Why don't we just take AB right here? You can say AB and then put the line segment symbol. Okay, that's all proper notation. There you have it. Now in class, we did a lot more than this, but this will get you going. Okay, name the 2 lines that are located on the plane. So these are the lines that are on the plane. Now you can name them a couple of ways. You can call them line I, that little letter, and line H. That's fine. If you're going to use the capital points, you're going to have to say AB with this notation, and then you can call the other one CD with that notation. Okay, name the line that passes through the plane. You only have 2 options. You can either call it KF with this notation or FK with that notation. Okay, find the indicated length and show your work. So here's what you need. You need DE. That is here. So look what I see. I see that the whole thing is 10, and the piece that they've identified here is 6. So what remains is 4. So that's my work. Okay, notice there's no notation here above the DE. That's because they're saying the length of DE equals whatever, and that whatever was 4. Okay, this is a similar problem, only here they have not put all the information on your diagram. This is the piece that's missing. AC is 36. What I would really want you to do is put your 36 right here. Okay, so that's 36. Now you have to figure out what X is and then also what AB is. So you need an algebraic equation. I'm looking at that 36 and I'm thinking that equals 2x plus 4x. 2x and 4x you can add together on this right side of the equation. Don't change any signs. Then isolate your x, and I'm getting x equals 6. Okay, that's the first question. What's x equal? 6. Now use it. AB is 2x. Plug in your 6, and 2 times 6 is 12, and that is AB. What about BC? They didn't ask about it, but could we figure it out? Plug in a 6 right here. 6 times 4 is 24. Now look what I'm seeing. 12 plus 24 is 36. That gives me more confidence in my answer because it fits perfectly well that my AB is 12. Okay, keep going. Okay, it says calculate the midpoint. And I'm giving you this equation. So your job is to label these points, x1, y1, x2, y2. Here's your equation. Right below it, I'm going to add x1 and x2. So that is 1 plus 4 over 2. Then I'm going to get my y value. Add the y1 and the y2. That's 2 plus 6 over 2. Do the math in the numerator. 1 plus 4 is 5 over 2, comma. 2 plus 6 is 8 over 2. So what do I know? 8 divided by 2 is 4. What is 5 halves? 2 goes into 5 2 times with 1 left over. So that's my x value. They say, show your work, which I just did, label this midpoint M. So I'm going to go across from 4, because that's the y value. I hit the line here. Does that look like 2.5 to you? Yes. So that is indeed my midpoint, and I can label it with the coordinate pair I just found. Okay, so that's finding the midpoint. Then they say, use those same 2 points and figure out the length of this. Okay, so I'm going to use this formula to figure out the length. I'm going to write my points down here. So I have 1, 2, that's x1, y1, and I have 4, 6, that's x2, y2. So now right below this, I'm going to do my radical sign. I want x2 minus x1. Use my parens. 4 minus 1, square it, plus y2, 6 minus 2, square that. Keep it under the radical. 4 minus 1 is 3, and we're going to square that. 6 minus 2 is 4, and we're going to square that. 3 squared is 9. 4 squared is 16. That's 25, which is the perfect square, so the length is 5. Okay? So that's how I'm going to show my work for that, and my final answer will be 5. Okay, look at this. Point is that CD bisects ACB. So this guy's a bisector. That means that those 2 angles here and here are equal. You have algebraic expressions. Set those equal. Get your x's on one side. Rewrite your equation. This is x minus 5 equals 5. Get your numbers on one side. That gives you x equals 10. That's what I need here. The measure of BCD. BCD is this angle right here. That's the expression. Take that expression, wherever you have an x, plug in the 10. That's going to give me 25 degrees. This is 25 degrees. I know that this one has to be 25 degrees since I know those 2 angles are equal. This asks for BCA. BCA. That's the big angle. So that's going to be 25 plus 25, which equals 50 degrees. Okay? Bisectors make 2 equal angles. Okay, you can ignore this extra little 3. Using the figure to the left and using the numbers of the angles, identify a pair of vertical angles. Okay, this angle and this one are vertical. So angle 1 and angle 3, but also angle 2 and angle 4 are also vertical. Okay, now next, I want to identify a linear pair. Find a line. Okay, color in your line. Here's my line. Make a rainbow on your line, and the two angles under the rainbow are a linear pair. So angle 1 and angle 2 are a linear pair. If I did my rainbow the other way, I would have noticed that these two angles are a linear pair. So that makes it angle 3 and angle 4. I could have picked a different line. I could have picked, so let me erase this and we'll go for a different line. So why don't I pick this line? Okay, so then that means draw a rainbow, and I could get angle 4 and angle 1 are a linear pair. What if I did my rainbow the other way? That would have made angle 2 and angle 3 a linear pair. Remember that linear pairs are on a line and they sum to 180. Okay, so be careful about doing this. Do not tell me the line. Tell me the two angles that are on that line. Those are your linear pairs. Okay, using a protractor, draw a pair of supplemental angles. So you've got to know that supplementary equals 180. So this has to be the whole line, okay? So then go ahead and draw a ray somewhere on this line, and that's going to give you angle 1 and angle 2, and they're going to sum to 180. What are those angles? Angle 1, if I read off the protractor, that is 70 degrees, and angle 2 is going to be 110. Are they supplemental? Yes, they are. Okay, here's another one. Using the protractor, draw a pair of complementary angles. So first things first, get your right angle. Here's your right angle. Then anywhere to the right, put another ray. What if I put my ray right here? What does that give me? That gives me an angle of 30 and an angle of 60. 60 degrees and 30 degrees sum to 90. I know I'm good. Okay, if measure of angle 1 is 50, what's the complement? The second you see a complement, think 90. 90 minus 50 equals 40. That's the other angle. If the measure of angle 1 is 50, what's the measure of its supplement? That's 180. 180 minus 50 is 130. Okay, there you have it. So this is the material that'll be on the test. Anything above here. Okay? This is algebra that I wanted you to be able to go over because the algebra is the language of math. So I'll show you how I'm going to do this. This is not on our test. Okay, we did some of these in class. If I want to get P by itself, the easiest thing to do is multiply by the reciprocal. Do that on both sides. These 3's cancel, these 2's cancel. P equals 15 times 2 over 3. 3 goes into 15 5 times. P will equal 5 times 2, or 10. That is my answer. Okay, again, I'm not going to test this, but this is information that you need to be able to comfortably work with. So here I'm going to distribute first. When you distribute, it goes both places. So that's plus 14, very careful, minus 2x equals negative 14. Okay, bring these two together. 3x minus 2x is x. Now I have x plus 14 equals negative 14. Subtract 14, subtract 14. X will equal negative 28. Okay? Distribution was key. Okay, same thing here. We're going to distribute. This has to go here and here. Watch your operation. 21 minus 28 minus, a minus is going to be plus 14x equals 41. Okay, combine these guys. That's negative 7 plus 14x equals 41. Add 7, add 7. 14x equals 48. Divide by 14. You can simplify this 24 over 7 by dividing the numerator and the denominator by 2. That's your final answer. Okay, we did this one in class because I thought this was a great algebra example. I have to distribute, so I'm going to have 5/3 x plus 2x minus 6 equals 5. Okay, I'm going to add 6 on both sides. That gives me 11, and now I have 5/3 x plus 2x equals 11. Okay, I can't combine the 5/3 x and the 2x because I don't have the same denominator. So what you're allowed to do, you can multiply that 2 by 3 over 3 because 3 over 3 is just 1. So what does that give me? That's going to give me still 5/3 x, but now you have 6/3 x, which is just 2, right? Equals 11. Now you can add those two fractions together. That's 11/3 x equals 11. Get x by itself. The quickest way is multiplying by the reciprocal. Whatever you do on the left, you've got to do on the right. These cancel. I'm left with x over here. These cancel. X equals 3, and we are done. Okay, I think we have one more to do. So this is good algebra practice. Distribute, distribute. 2x plus 6 minus 7x equals negative 14. Okay, combine these guys. A 2x and a negative 7x gives me a negative 5x plus 6 equals negative 14. Move the number to join the other number. You have negative 5x equals negative 20. Divide by a negative 5. Divide by a negative 5. That gives me x equals, negative over negative is positive, positive 4. And we are done. Okay? So again, this algebra is not on our test. But I want you to practice this because it's really good practice going forward. This is the material that's on the test. Go back over this. Make sure that you can do every problem without relying upon my explanation. Okay? All right, so good luck.